Hi, welcome to Visual Search for Mobile E-Commerce. I want to thank you for staying to this session, and I hope that you're enjoying Activate 2022 as much as I am. Let me introduce myself. My name is Erick Rojas. I'm the head of search at CSS Commerce. We are a company providing solutions and tools for people that want to have a successful B2B e-commerce. We do this by focusing on three main pillars that are the commerce itself, the supply chain, and of course, search. We will be talking about visual search, what it is, why it is important, and what is the future of visual search. We are going to be talking about mobile e-commerce, mainly because we know that most of the traffic to our websites is coming from mobile devices, but also because mobile devices are the native environment for visual search. It's very hard to use your laptop or your webcam in order to take a picture of an item that you want to buy on the street. So the topics that we'll be going over today are the current state of search on mobile devices, what is visual search, why mobile visual search is important for our businesses, the benefits of having a visual and image search strategy for our websites, and we're going to talk about very broadly about how we can implement a visual search engine on top of Fusion. As for the current state of search on mobile devices, we can say that it can be better. Right now, it requires a lot of tabs. You have to click on the search icon, sometimes even the menu icon, then click on the search option, then click on the search box. And once you have typed in your keywords, then you have to tap on the submit button. So lots of tabs, lots of typing, and sometimes using input alternatives such as speech recognition or dictation won't give you the expected results. Mainly because of loud environments, or mainly because the person that is trying to use this feature doesn't speak English natively. So there are a lot of different audiences that are left behind with this set of obstacles, including, like I mentioned, foreign customers, including children, including senior or illiterate customers. So those are just to mention a few of the target audiences that are left behind, and you don't want that. Visual search can come to the rescue. But what is it? Visual search is a mechanism to search for information using visuals such as pictures or images or even videos, but we're not going to talk about that today. At the moment, visual search is mainly used for product search. Right now, I don't think that services are using the full capabilities of visual search, but I think the future is open to that, because in the future we may take a picture of a pipe with leaks, and our search engine can provide some nearby recommendations of plumbers that could help you fix that. Just to make sure, visual search is not image search. There is a difference, and the difference is that when you are using image search, you are using keywords to find images. But when you are using visual search, you are using a picture or a photo in order to search images or something else, right? And that's where the power of visual search comes from, because it is important for at least these three reasons. The first one is ubiquity. We take our phones everywhere, right? And our phones are capable of taking pretty good pictures. So we go out, we realize that there's something that we may want to buy, no matter if it's for our house or our work. But essentially, we can just take a picture, upload it, and our visual search engine will provide relevant results or related searches that may be useful for us. Then there's the opportunity, because your marketing teams will know that the emotion of the moment is priceless, essentially. And when a user takes a picture of something that caught his eye, he's 3 or 4 times more likely to buy instantaneously than any other marketing efforts that we may have. So we may be incentivizing instant buys when we take advantage of the power of visual search. Finally, our search experience is going to be faster and easier. I mean, what's easier than taking a picture and uploading it and then getting the results that we expect? So those are the 3 main areas where visual search will help us. So how can we get the benefits of having visual and image search? Well, let's go step by step. First of all, visual searching is natural and it's fast. It's pretty much what you do with your eyes. When you're looking for your car keys, you're using your eyes in order to spot them wherever they are. So rather than using your eyes, you're going to be using your camera and you're going to be taking the picture of the item that you want to buy. Second, makes your site more inclusive because of the audiences that I mentioned that were left behind earlier. Those audiences will be able to just snap a photo and upload it. It will also provide exposure for hard to find catalog items. Sometimes screw in a very large catalog can be hard to find if you don't know what it is called or what the reference is. But if you take a picture of it, it's going to find that very easily. So it makes it easy for the user to find hard to find items. And it also will provide some exposure of these items for a larger audience. So that also means that you're going to have the ability to include those items in visual search engines such as Google or Pinterest or even Amazon. So that will also translate into having more sales, having ideally a higher return on investment, and of course, it will provide some brand exposure. And now, how can we optimize for visual search engines? By leveraging image search. And that all includes a few different actions, like adding as many images that we have from our catalog into our website, into our e-commerce, adding as much metadata as we can, optimize those images, because we can have very large images that are not as heavy as the old format. So we can use newer formats in order to make them lighter. We can incorporate captions, use high resolution images, as I mentioned, because we can reduce the size of the files. And you can add the images that you have in your website to your sitemap. So that will improve your image search ranking. And of course, it will also provide you with the benefits that we talked about through the visual search engines. Now, before we start implementing a visual search engine on Fusion for our website, we have to talk about how it works. So the user initially takes a picture and uploads the picture to our website. But as you know, computers are not very good at working with images. So we need to have a machine learning model that will translate the image file that was received as part of the search request into a series of numbers. Computers are very good at dealing with numbers. So after this translation is done, then the computers will make sure that they find the closest images based on those numbers that represent similar documents. So the first thing that you will have to do is take a lot of pictures of your catalog products. Then you will have to choose a machine learning model that will help you convert those images into those vectors. And that has to be fast, because if you have hundreds of thousands of images, that may take some time if everything goes correctly. So just make sure that it is fast. And then you want to prepare the metadata, because as I mentioned before, you also want to take the metadata and incorporate it as part of your documents. We call that enriched documents. So once you have the images, the vectors, and the metadata, you can start your index pipeline. You can start to work on your index pipeline. And working on your index pipeline means that you add those enriched documents into your own collection. I suggest that you use the dense vector field to store your image. And then you will start working on the query pipeline. You should at least add one stage in order to convert the images that the users are sending as part of the query into the vectors that we have talked about. And you can use the dense vector search that is native to Solr in order to do that. Last but not least, you will get a set of documents that are the result of the query, and you will have to present them nicely. So that means not only return a JavaScript file or just a bunch of images without any metadata in it. You have to take advantage of the metadata that is linked to each document. And once you do that, you also have to make sure that you have a very provocative and call to action that will help you increase your conversion rate. So that's, in very broad terms, what you will have to do in order to incorporate or create a visual search engine on top of Fusion. There are a lot of details about this, and I think we're going to have a Q&A session. Yeah, we're going to have some time for that. So please ask any questions regarding either this implementation or any other topics that you may want to talk about visual search. And thank you for listening. And I hope that you continue enjoying Activate through the rest of the day. Thank you.